That's good enough. I said, how are y'all feeling? Perfect. So, as you know, this is 30 years of Power Rangers. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? Are y'all ready to have a good time? I said, are you ready to have a good time? I need you. I need both of y'all. Let me tell you something. When I say once, y'all say always. Once in. Once in. When I say power, y'all say Rangers. Power. Power. It's time to introduce some of our legendary, incredible Rangers, all right? When I bring them out, I need you guys to be hyped beyond control because without y'all, we cannot do this panel. Sounds good? Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the legendary yellow, you know her, you love her, Karen Ashley! That door did not open. That's a good point. Martin, do me a favor. Just go tell. I'm calling the names. Let's try this one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, Karen Ashley. There she is. Yes. Right behind her. We are so honored to have her. She's also returned. She's our Pink Ranger. Ladies and gentlemen, Catherine Sutherland, make noise! Yes. This man is nothing short of a legend. This guy is somebody that all made us look at frogs differently. Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Young Bush! There it is. Got it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do this right now. Before we even get started, let me tell everybody in the room, I want questions from you guys, absolutely. I want you guys all to be able to get your questions asked. But do me a favor, don't give me a question like, hey, anybody can ask this one. I want everybody to direct your questions to the Ranger that you want to answer it. Sound good so far? All right. And outside of that, we're just going to have a ball, man. This is celebrating 30 years of Power Rangers. So, I will begin with Karen Ashley.
Yes.
Karen Ashley, a lot of people don't know this is your first return since leaving the show.
Yeah, it was.
Now, let's talk about it now.
Yeah.
What did you feel going back on set after? Because your last appearance, as we all know, was right before Zio when her child character grew up and passed the baton. So,
child care.
How did you feel?
Well, I was glad to be out of Africa, according to the writers.
It's really hot there.
You know, it was, exactly. So hot there that time of year. No, it was great. I mean, we were super excited, and I knew, like, kind of everybody who was going to be there, and we were just kind of cool. I mean, we actually were just feeling great to, like, all kind of spend some time together in New Zealand. I mean, New Zealand kind of took over the whole vibe. Like, we were like, I'd never been. None of us had ever been. We were like, yes. I think, well, no, maybe Johnny had been, but either way, it was so much fun, and it was kind of cool because at that moment, we actually would stop and smell the roses. Like, we actually were like, oh my God, get a picture. Okay, let's get a picture. Okay, let's do this. So it was like, we didn't, it wasn't lost on us how cool it was. So.
It felt, as a fan, and I know I speak for a lot of us when I say this, I got teary-eyed looking at the entire film because this is a culmination of, like we say, 30 years. And we got moments, we got callbacks, and we got a chance to see everybody, obviously almost everybody, on the film at the same time, and it was such a beautiful thing. Catherine, let me go to you right now. Now, specifically in this film, you and Tommy ended up together and had a baby. Now, JJ is the son. Now, here's the thing. We were all watching this. You're like, what if? And what I mean by that is, did you guys get any direction on, hey, we might be doing this possible thing as a sequel, so drop these seeds? Or was it, hey, let's just do this film, we'll say some things?
Well, the script changed a few times because originally Jason was going to be a part of it. So in the original script, when Trini dies, he blames himself and he goes rogue. And then Billy brings in Kat to try and help find him and bring him back. So that was the original version. It was a little bit darker, I think.
Really?
Yeah. And then when Jason decided not to do it, they switched it up again. But JJ and I were always going to be a part of the story.
Let me tell you something, Catherine. You just blew my mind.
I know.
Well, because remember in Soul of the Dragon,
Yeah.
Jason wrote that graphic novel, and in that they introduced JJ as a new ranger, and they kind of insinuated that in the story. So the comics kind of explore, you know, all different versions of things. So, yeah.
CT is like, how did I miss that?
First of all, before we even continue, a round of applause for JDF, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
A round of applause. Rest in peace. Mr. Bosch, let's have a conversation, man.
All right.
First,
let's do it.
as you guys should also know, Johnny, myself, and Jason Narby have a panel later today that you guys should definitely be attending, talking about this man's projects. It's going to be amazing. While we're here, look at this.
Hey!
Make some noise for Walter Emmanuel Jones.
Yes. I thought I was the best option.
We do this.
Yeah, we do that. I'm the best improv dancer. You got it.
My man. So, Johnny, let's talk, man.
Okay, Johnny.
You returning.
Here, I'll move over.
Yeah.
This is a major fan moment for me because I got a chance to see you as Adam also interact with Zach, which we've never seen on camera before.
Right.
You returning to the series so many times. What did this movie feel like beyond the other films?
What did this one feel like?
Don't you
Beyond
dare
it?
do that to me.
This one felt, well, man, where do I go on that? Okay, so when I watched it, I liked it a lot. It was really sad, but I really wanted to fight. I wanted us to get there, you know. I mean, it's fine, whatever. But Karen knows this because I was corresponding with her. I was like, hey man, I'm gonna ask them about this and that. And so I asked them all kinds of questions because I also wanted to know as an actor, which Adam? Like at what point? Like who am I now? You know, and they were kind of like real vague and not telling us. And I was like, well, are we Rangers? Like what are we? You know, I was like,
With the SBA thing, like it was
I was asking all kinds of things, you know, and just like who are we? What are we doing? And you know, I wanted to do like a fight or morph or whatever, and I even asked for colors. I was like, well, even if we're not doing stuff, can I have a hint of red and Karen have a hint of pink? And they started ignoring a bunch of my questions. They answered like one, and then they stopped answering them. But I was also trying to find out like where in the timeline am I, because I was familiar with some of the stuff in the comic, you know. And I'm like, all right, well, I remember this Forever Mighty Morphin Black where older Adam calls on all the Black Rangers, and Zach comes back, and you know, and it's like a big deal, like all the Black Rangers fighting, and I was like, that's pretty sweet. And so I'm like, maybe I'm somewhere in between there, and so I was just trying to find out where I was at in that. I still did enjoy it, but it was more. I had more fun, I think, offset.
we were
Because
like touring the
we were there
city.
for so long, like, and we didn't need to be there as long as we were, because we just had a couple scenes that were not very difficult scenes, and so we were just most of the time just exploring New Zealand,
Got a free
going to
vacation.
Hobbiton, and you know.
Cat was our tour guide.
I was
was.
the only one that drives on the
Oh,
correct side of the road,
No.
opposite of you guys.
The
So
wrong
they,
side
Other,
of the
it's the
road.
they
other
trusted me to
side.
drive them around.
Other.
So now, can we turn this up a little, Mike? Oh, thank you so much. Perfect. So, we come to you, Walter. Now, as I say this, ladies and gentlemen, if you have been, this is your first Power Morphicon, make noise. Okay. If you've been an OG of Power Morphicon, make some noise.
Oh, jeez.
Let me tell you something, that math don't add up. But, so I bring this up because I believe 2018, it was right before the pandemic, right? Did we do one pandemic year?
No, the original. No, there was one many moons.
So 19. Was it 2019?
No.
2018,
2018, but there was one that
2018 was
like,
Anaheim, and then 2021.
But I did 2010. That was my first one. But you'd done one before that. There
I
was
don't think so. I think we did I think 2008 was the first.
Oh, okay.
first.
Owned by someone else.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
That
Yeah.
took over in 2000.
Yeah, because then suddenly I was like, I had this big hotel room bill, and I was like, what?
So the petty reason I'm bringing up these old Power Morphicons is because there was a con before the pandemic where I said to Walter, hey, Walter, it's time for you to come back. What do we need to do to get you to come back? And he's like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. And for you to come back for the film, also your first return since leaving the series. Ladies and gentlemen, you have me to thank for this. Okay. So, in all seriousness, what was it like for you to finally come back? What did it feel like putting back on the costume? What did it feel like being on set, back on the Power Rangers universe?
It was check 1, 2. It was very surreal, actually. It was it's been 28 years, y'all. 28 years. I mean, like, that is, you graduated high school, you graduated college, you met a woman, you got married, you had a kid, you're 28. Dang, that's a whole lot of life. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole lot of life that happened between then and now. And to go back was very surreal. It was like walking into your high school and seeing the lockers again and thinking they used to be a lot bigger. You know,
Right.
it's like that kind of thing. You know, it's like that is very odd. So this is the command center now. Okay, all right. Oh, juice bar is different, but it's the juice bar. This is cool. You know, it just brought back a flood of memories, and it was pretty amazing to be back. And thanks for putting that seed in my ear. My problem with going back, because I wanted to go back, but the problem was the show was non-union, and I joined the union right after I left the show, because that was the reason why I left in the first place, is because we were fighting to make a union. And then I joined the union, and every time they spoke to me, I was like, well, is it going to be union? They're like, nope. And I'm like, oh, sorry, I can't come. So finally, when they hit me about the 30 year, they were like, I was like, is it union? And at this point, I was almost ready to just go back in non-union. I was like, I got to come back. But they said it's union. I was like, score. So, but it was amazing. It was very cool, too, because I got to work with these guys, which I've never done.
Right.
And that was amazing, because I was like, oh, you know?
Ladies and gentlemen, the original Red Ranger, Austin St. John.
Hey. Yeah,
Hey,
man.
this is the wrong room. Sorry, you're in the wrong place.
I know. Scott Zilder was in the back, the main promoter of the show, and he basically was like, well, Charlie's not here, so it's an MMPR panel. I'm going to go get Austin.
There you
I
go.
love
I
it.
was like, okay, Austin's coming.
I love it.
Gotta love that.
Now, let me circle to this real fast. First, Catherine, Adam. This is Adam. Sorry, I'm lost right now. Johnny,
I know who I am.
in this
I
role.
do want to say though, I when I watched it, Walter, I loved what you did, man. As the
Thank you
character,
so much.
I had loved it.
Art,
Yeah, I think you and Charlie had probably the best, real moments throughout it. Really, I really enjoyed it. And you and David did have some really cool scenes. In general, I like some of the stuff that you got to do in there. Like, there's you got that motherly thing. It was a really kind of cool feeling to feel like so many years later, but it felt right. Like the characters felt right.
It did, right? It felt like, okay, we really just came back, 28 years later, and we're here, and this is where we're at now. So yeah, it was very cool. I love too, your character, because I was like, Johnny came back. I was like, what's this gonna be like? Me and Johnny are on the set together for the first time. I was like, all right, we're gonna see what it is like. And we had our scene. And I remember the director going, because at one point he had us lined up on 2 different sides of the command center. And he was like, he had us just kind of saying our lines, saying goodbye to each other. And I was like, I felt like Zach would touch everybody. I just feel like, and he was like, all right, we'll do it. So I came over and gave everybody a hug, and me and Johnny were able to give it the handshake, like, what's up, dog? I see you, I see you, I see you, I see you, I see you. What's up, like, let's go. So I love that moment too. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. One thing I will say is that I felt like a love letter to Trini was 20 years overdue, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah. And so it just was like, I remember it was almost like Johnny and I may or may not have come for the thing. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I just kind of went in on the producer. And at that point, I was like, whether I do it or not do it, I don't care. I'm just going to say what I got to say. But I was like, she and I met once, briefly, but the reality is we literally, I stepped into her shoes. Like, they were her boots, her costume, and I was like, and this is such a big moment, and I love it. Like, we should be there. There should be, it should be the whole team showing up for her, you know, and so I'm glad it was able to work out the way that it did because it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was an amazing, amazing situation. Also, this room is filling up. I told y'all it was going to fill up. So for those of you guys who are coming in now, let me catch you up. First and foremost, I am the greatest moderator of all time. I am Clayton Thomas. Thank you for being here. This is 30 years of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Thank you so much for being here. Right?
31.
As we're here, I want to include the new people. When we get to the question segment of the show, I want you guys to ask different questions, keep it exciting, but do me this one favor. Please do not ask a question saying, hey, and this is for anybody who wants to answer. Like, I want you to direct your question so everybody can get a chance to ask their question. Sound good? Sound good? All right. And lastly, when somebody comes up to the mic, I want you to say where you're from, and we're going to celebrate you because we are all coming from around the world, and we all are here to celebrate our fandom, which is the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, guys. So, Austin St. John.
St. Jizzy.
The OG Red Ranger.
Yes, sir.
Let's have this conversation, man. Without everybody up here at this table, Power Rangers would not have been able to go 30 years. So before I even get to my question, I want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay? Now, Austin St. John, you came back from Beast Morphers? Beast Morphers?
Beast Morphers.
So now, let me ask you this. It seems like the Power Ranger producers have dropped the ball because we have not gotten any news. We have not gotten a new show or the announcement, and I know that you guys are as hungry for it as I am. So my question is, was this movie a one-off, and or is there something that y'all not telling me?
And you handed me the mic for this.
Yes.
Man, I don't know. I think 30-year legacy with fans now that are from 5 to 50, 45, 50. I mean, that's some span. And everybody's got different flavors and ideas. Some want to see it go dark. I want to see it go dark. Like, I would love to see Batman was pow, bang, boom, and now we have the Dark Knight. I would love to see that, but I also love the rated G with cheese, as Karen always says. So, how do you make both those sides happy? I've heard rumors. I hear more from y'all than I do from producers. I mean, every weekend at the show, it's like, oh, when's the animated series? When's this happening? When's that? I don't know. But, I mean, I heard the Netflix thing has been shut down now. All I know is that a $7 billion grossing show over, that was what, the first 15, 20 years? Like, it's not over. I don't know when it's going to revive itself. I don't know what form it's going to take. But I know I would love to be a part of it when that happens. And I know these guys, I'm sure they would love to be a part of it too. And I think it's cool. This is part of why I created Redemption. So it's a comic, and it's about what happens to Jason 30 years after Power Rangers. And it's like Lord of the Rings meets Mad Max. I wanted to have something that was dark, that was for the fans that grew up, that want that. So if you want to know more, you can ask me at my table. I don't want to do it all here. But I hope they figure out what direction they want to take it soon, and I would love to see it come back.
I love that. I love that. With that question, I have to ask this for myself and everyone here. Would everyone up here, there's a series going on called Unworthy that we might be familiar with, ladies and gentlemen, Power Rangers. Would you guys reprise your roles in the Unworthy universe? Now that is for everybody.
That's a comic, right?
No. This is an actual series that is on YouTube. Unworthy.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that. You know what? I mean, they always reach out to us for stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And it's just one of those things. If it is the right story and it's the right time, like Once and Always was, it can always happen, And it's just one of those things where I always felt like, because they'd asked me to come back before, but it was always kind of weird and this. But when it was like, this is kind of cool, this is really meaningful, this has got something, then it's like we all show up. But I think if anybody can make it happen, I mean, it's you guys. You guys got to demand it. I mean, when Once and Always came out and it was like number 2, 3 on Netflix, like that, I mean, we were getting emails from the Netflix people. Like, they were like, oh, shoot, we didn't think. Like, it was like everyone was so shocked that it did so well. And so it's just a matter of demand. If you guys demand it, you guys got to be heard, you know, and you can make anything happen. And you got to say, I think they realize how important Mighty Morphin is to all of you. There have been other series, and they're great, but I think, you know, this is where the party got started. So I think, you know, there has to be some of that original series thing to really make that magic happen again. So you guys better start doing some emails. I know y'all can do like a stern email.
That's a fact. So Johnny, Catherine, this is for you. A lot of times people ask you guys, hey, what was your favorite episode? What was your I don't want to know about your favorite episode. You know what I want to know, Catherine and Johnny? I want to know your least favorite season that you were a part of. Because we know Mighty Morphin is the
Least favorite
best.
season to be a part of?
The least favorite out of the three. You got Mighty Morphin, you have Zio, you have Turbo.
Johnny, tell the truth. No, I'm just
Right.
joking.
I want the
You
truth.
can't handle the truth.
Least favorite. I mean, I think my least favorite, well, see, it's tricky because Turbo would probably fall under that, but it's because we didn't get to finish it out. You know, and so, the way we left, it was kind of weird, you know? Well, like, every time they get rid of us, it's always weird, right?
Africa.
But it, like,
Peace treaty, Peace Corps, Peace treaty.
but, I mean, at least Adam didn't go to, like, Korea or something. But, but it was, you know, the way we found out was weird because I remember I was in the makeup chair, and then the makeup artist gave us like the newspaper, and there's an article that was like looking for new Rangers or whatever, and I was like, dang, that's how they're gonna let us go? They're already doing that. They're not even telling us, giving us a heads up. So that was weird, you know, because I was enjoying some of the stuff I got to do in Turbo, and I didn't come from like an actor's background. I came from like a martial arts background, so it was like it took a while. And then Turbo was when I was like, oh, let me try this. Let me do that. I was starting to play, you know, and so that was kind of a bummer for me at that point. And I was like, dang it, man. You know,
Yeah,
but
he used to do all those crazy things with the. We were filming one day, and there was a broom, and we would not, you know, he just gets this broom, and he's like flipping around, and we were like, what the heck? He's always playing around.
well, I mean, like a broom
Props.
is just like a bow staff,
Yes.
you know. And then in Kung Fu, you learn how to flip on it and do cartwheels off of it and all that
Yes.
stuff. And so I was doing that. And
Just doing that. Just,
you know.
yeah.
You know,
I do that all the
Another
You know,
time.
just like whenever you
Sweeping-
sweep around, you
sweeping the
just do a
house.
couple
Easy,
flips with
easy.
your broom.
Wow,
Cleaning
to
the house.
find out in a newspaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, give us
My
to us,
least
Kat.
favorite? That's not a very nice question. I think I would probably say Turbo. Turbo was just really different too. Like we really enjoyed doing. We did more civilian fighting because we didn't do any civilian fighting in Zio. So that was fun. But it just I don't know. It had a different vibe. And then we had Blake joining the cast. So it was just a different. He was great, but it was just a different vibe on the season. And then when we left, it was just really distasteful.
Understood. I will agree with you both because of that reason. That is so unfortunate to find out how the show is moving on and the abrupt ending that you guys had. For me personally, obviously, Turbo. You know what it was? And I don't know, you guys do not have to agree with me. I'm not going to throw y'all under the bus. But when Blake came on, and Blake is a personal friend. We all love Blake. But I was 10 as well, and I was jealous. You understand? I hated him. I was like, I didn't know that was taking kids. I would have auditioned. Austin St. John, now as we talk about returns, when you came back, I asked this for Walter, and I want to ask you, you returning to the series after not returning since Forever Red, which was a work of art, am I right? A masterpiece. I want to know, aside from seeing the new team, what was it like for you to put back in the costume, get back in the Power Rangers universe, after at that point, 20 plus years?
I mean, it's kind of like time travel. You know, I get to see the new young faces, and I get to see the energy they bring. And you can't look at the new guys who are excited and young, new actors, somewhere near or at the beginning of their career, who are trying to figure it out without looking in the mirror and going, I remember that.
Yeah.
And you have more acting experience than I did. So, man, I was more like Johnny. I didn't know a thing about acting. If it hadn't been for Walter, I don't think I'd have made it through the auditions. He's like, hey man, hey, why don't, when I was given a line, why don't you turn so the camera can see your face? Because when you have a conversation, what do? You turn and face the person, right? Well, if the camera's back here, that doesn't help much. So I was like, you know, he literally clued me into the Simon Says of basics for the world of acting. I had no idea. So to go from that to, you know, whether it was Forever Red, which was an accumulation of some brilliant ideas and incredible cast members, to Beast Morphers, or even on Zeo, I felt like I kept walking on set, especially, I guess, on Beast Morphers. I felt like, I guess I felt a little bit like The Godfather, where I was walking on and I'm like, all these, but not in the cool way, just like the old guy way. And, oh God.
Right.
But I mean, I remember walking on set and seeing these guys, and they were complaining and talking about all the same things that all of us did on the show, and I'm like, man, locations changed, costumes changed, but that's it. So I'm blessed to be a part of it. I love watching the new energy everybody brings. And I don't think it's done yet. I think Hasbro might think it's done for the moment, but I guarantee you somewhere behind closed doors, they're trying like furiously to figure out what to do next.
Incredible answer. I want to start this before I get to Karen and Walter for this next question. If you have a question, we got to work this out. Let's see, is it better to do the middle? You know what, if you have a question, line up in the middle here, please. And we're going to get to that line in a bit if you have a question. To the side, over here? Okay, sorry, over here. Line up over here in the aisle. So, first I will start with Karen. Karen, this question is for you.
Yes.
Where did y'all film in the command center? Where's the command center located in LA?
It was in a soundstage. We actually, if you were in the command center, the school, the command center, the school, the juice bar, any of those things, it was always in Valencia. It was like right out in Santa Clarita. There was a soundstage. Stage 5. Yeah, and it was like literally, an old office building that they made into a soundstage. And so all the interior stuff was always there. And then the park was Castaic Lake. That's right there. Yeah. And so, yeah, it's like right outside of LA. And then I think y'all shot in Culver City? Yeah, so it was the same thing. Any of the interior stuff. And like literally one day the command center was set up and the juice bar and the classroom were like squished to the side. And then the next day they would pull the set out and set dress it. Yeah.
I get interested in stuff like that because we live here. So I'm like, hey man, I might pop up and see what's cracking with the command center. Walter, my question is for you, especially when you and Austin were roommates, where did you guys live?
I know where they live.
We lived in Glendale.
Really?
Yeah, we lived in Glendale. We had
all party houses.
the party house. I remember the first time these guys came through the house, and we were like having a party, and like they were like, the New Rangers are coming through. I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, they coming through.
I never met you though. That was so weird. We went to your party,
And they came in. I was like, what's up? It was all love.
Yeah.
This is what the best thing about this is. Oh, we got some great questions. So what I'm going to do is first put over my amazing panel, because every person on this stage, and I'm not even just saying this because they're here, you guys are so lucky to be around them because they're genuinely nice people. So when they're at their tables, I want you to support their tables. I want you to support them continuously because they genuinely deserve it as being kind people. And we know everybody isn't like that. Am I right? So, round of applause for this amazing panel of guests. This is what we'll do. I will come down and we will get these questions asked. All right, so let's have some fun with this. No, I mean, I like to talk, so it'll work. All right, what is your name and where are you from?
Hi, my name's Jerome, and I'm from Vancouver, Canada.
Make some noise! What is your question, buddy?
Just wanted to ask for Catherine and also for Johnny and Karen, were you guys feeling at all bummed that when you came back you didn't get to morph and like yell and do the thing? And Catherine, I saw you say a little clip on your Instagram about yelling pterodactyl, but I think it's like a geek that grew up with it. So yeah, Johnny, Karen, did you wish that you got to morph? Was there an element of bum with that? And Catherine, what did that feel like?
Yeah, I mean, I just like when they said, we were like on a ship. I was like, come on, guys, we could get there. We like get there, and I thought that last push to beat him would have been cool if everybody would have like suited up and went for it. But you know, they had their idea, and so we obviously had to respect that. But yeah, we were like the whole week, like, well, what about this? Well, what about that?
Oh yeah,
What if we show up?
I sent too many emails.
A lot of emails.
I
Johnny's
sent
like
a lot.
a lawyer.
I mean, I was actually trying to find
Negotiate.
out what was in the script and then what are we doing. You know, like I wanted to be prepared. I didn't want to go in. I mean, I've been acting since then. You know, more so. And I'm like, well, trying to figure out what do I need to really know what I'm getting into here. And then, of course, I didn't, but I still tried.
Yeah.
You know?
And he
But,
was even suggesting like
did.
other colors, like we could do this and we could do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So it's just trying to understand it. And I absolutely wanted to. It didn't even have to morph. You know, doing a civilian fight would have been great. You know, because that's like my favorite thing to do. You know,
Yeah.
but they didn't have it in the script, and I get that. However, I think if they would have done it like a feature length, then they could have had that time for it. It could have been
Yeah.
us arriving, but the budget wasn't there. You know,
Yeah.
and you can't really blame them.
And
'cause
we
it-
were in town, so.
yeah, but they got the budget came from Netflix, and Netflix was like, you know, they're like, well, we'll see what you guys can do with this, and of course it did great, you know, but then I don't know, they just want to pass the buck to somebody else.
Man, I felt like we was about to get some more information, and they stopped. All right, keep going. Go ahead.
Just know the pterodactyl thing. I had only ever said Pink Ranger power or Ninja Ranger power. So when I saw that in the script, I said to David, "You realize I've never said that before?" And he's like, "Oh my gosh!" Like it was like a revelation. And I was really nervous to say it. I know that sounds strange, but you know that's Kimberly's lines. It felt weird, but it felt powerful too at the same time. I know it was fun. Thank you.
Amazing.
That's interesting. Sorry, because I do remember when I came back for the Overdrive one, they had me in the script say more phenomenal, and I was like, I never said that. You know, and it's like right when the guy explodes, I cut him in half and he explodes, and I'm like, more phenomenal. I'm like, wait, I don't know. Does that work? Yeah, dude, how do you do that? Like, how do you say that?
What's your name and where are you from?
Alex from New Jersey.
Jersey! What's your question, buddy?
The question is for Catherine, but Walter and Austin, feel free to piggyback off of this. Obviously, you welcomed a new cast member to the family, and I was just wondering, with having two of the longest Rangers and the longest surviving Yellow Rangers, we would say, what was that experience like to welcome the newest Yellow Ranger?
You know, for me, it was a couple of things. One, the fact that we were finally paying homage to Trini, who, you know, was an amazing Yellow Ranger and left a, you know, indelible mark.
Yeah.
It was interesting because she was she's a young girl, and it was like, okay, you're here and you have a big shoe to fill, and she did a great job. She was amazing on set. She was always knew all her lines, knew her lines before I knew my lines.
She knew your lines, my lines.
She knew everybody's lines, right? And just like physically very talented and overall just a kind spirit. So it was great to welcome her to the team, and I don't know, since maybe I don't know, but I feel like since Blake that hasn't happened or something. You know, like,
Yeah.
yeah, a young person being welcomed to the team. So.
However, it did fit though because she was of age of a Power Ranger, where Blake was only 10, and I'm still mad. How you doing?
Let it go.
Do me a
let it
favor.
go.
Everybody in this line, just direct your question to a specific one Ranger because I want everybody to get their questions in. So I don't want an 8-part question, so everybody can get theirs in. Cool? All right. What's your name, buddy? Where you from?
I'm going to jump in on this real quick. I tell you what, meeting Charlie, I think was one of, after watching the work that these guys put into the show, when I finally sat down and watched it, it touched my heart. And everything about what Charlie portrayed on screen for me, because Thuy and I were very close. Walter Thuy and I were very close. It hit hard. And I literally, to this day, could not picture another person playing the Yellow Ranger after her. So I hope Charlie has a long career with it.
That was amazing. Ah, damn you, Austin. Oh, that was good. How are you? What's your name? Where you from?
I'm Rafferty, and I came in from Santa Cruz, California. this question is for Walter. How does it feel to return to the Power Rangers after 30 years?
It feels great. It was, I missed it. You know what I mean? I missed it. I'm like, Power Rangers has been part of my everyday. I mean, there's not one day that I go through life where somebody doesn't go, hey, Zach.
Right.
And I'm like, I haven't been Zach in a long time, but every day of my life, at some point, I'm Zach. Somebody's like, I loved you in the Power Rangers, hey, Zach, something like whatever. And so to come back finally and be that again was amazing. It was amazing. I loved it.
All right, thanks.
Hi, I'm Jason, and I'm from Australia.
Australia. Good day, mate.
So my question is for Catherine. So were there any deleted scenes from Once and Always that got cut out that you wish that we got to see?
Yes, there's actually a scene that Charlie shot, and it was as she was as a little girl watching her mother do a kata, and they had Charlie was Trini, but in silhouette, and it was just this beautiful scene, and they cut it. I don't know if it just didn't feel right or what their reason was, but like the little girl was just sitting there watching her mom, and I just thought it was a really tender, sweet moment. So, yeah, and they put bangs on Charlie, and it was kind of trippy because it looked like her. It was kind of trippy. So, yeah. What about? Do you remember any scenes that were cut from? Because you and Charlie had a lot of really special moments that they filmed.
Which was awesome. Not at the moment. I can't think of. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was so fitting though, because like you're a dad in real life, and so it just felt like
You had
so
good chemistry.
real. Like it was so organic. I love that.
Yeah.
I have to say this. The weirdest thing is like to be mourning your friend, your fictional friend, that is actually your friend, that's no longer here. It was very odd. It was like, we had that scene where, where Min finds out that her mother's died, and me and Billy are talking about it. We're in the front room, and I'm looking at all these pictures of my friend Thuy, who is Trini, who's gone, and we had to, it was weird. It was this weird energy, but beautiful at the same time, and there was just a lot of heart to it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tanner from Dallas, Texas. Yes. My question is for Johnny. Hi, Johnny, big fan. Anyways, Johnny.
I grew up in Garland.
Great. Okay.
That's in Texas.
So when you got to be a part of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, how did it feel to be an instant superstar after you got cast?
Instantly.
It was instantaneous. It fit like a glove. No. No.
Of course.
No. There was definitely a huge adjustment in life. It was awesome to be a part of the show. My dream was always to do some kind of action on television. So to be doing that was like, it happened. So it was super exciting.
Right.
And the crazier thing I think we probably all might have experienced or especially us that lived in Santa Clarita where we were filming, is like you go anywhere and then like people would be like, hey, I saw you. You're the guy on that show. And so it was interesting to get that kind of feeling or recognition, I guess.
Yeah, and when you were filming Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie in Australia, nobody knew who you were.
Nobody had it.
They,
No,
were like,
they didn't even
Trini.
know
And I was
that.
like, no, Aisha.
Yeah, they didn't watch Power Rangers there. Yeah, so.
Yeah, it hasn't aired in Australia. Yeah, they have.
I love it. Where you from? What's your name?
I'm Brian from Silmar, California. My question is for Walter. Hey, Zach. Last Power Morphicon, I got them to pretty much shed some light on who was not in the group chat, and they said it was you.
And who was that? What?
last Power Morphicon at the last Mighty Morphin panel, they said you were not a part of the group chat. Did they finally let you in?
He's definitely part of a group chat. We got a few group chats.
We got a
Maybe not
couple
the
of
one
group
they
chats,
were,
yeah, exactly.
he's in the group chat.
I'm in a number of group chats.
He might, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm Kristen from Connecticut. I did want to ask a question to the broad group, so I guess whoever wants to answer first, jump in. Well, it's to everybody. How did the suits evolve from the original to the reunion Once and Always, and did you guys work out any of the kinks with like the props or anything like that? Like, did they improve since 30 years ago?
You know what? The suit was, I mean, for somebody that hadn't been on the show in 28 years, the very first suits that we had, I mean, I think maybe they changed from first season to second season a little bit, right? Ours were a lot thinner. Like in the morning it was cold and but to come back now and the suits were like, they fit and they had like extra like layering underneath to like keep everything tight and right and no neckband. Like we didn't have the neckband like you had that. Like back in the day we had a hood with a thing underneath, a cowl, and it was like uncomfortable and weird and we saw it floating down. But this was like all connected and the boots were much more comfortable. It was like everything was better. I was like, this is all right. I like this. I like the upgrade. Exactly. It's cool.
We did use the legacy communicators, though. Our communicators were jank back in the day.
But that's because we weren't fighting in them. Because if we did a jump spin kick with that and it flew and hit somebody's head, you'd be knocked out.
They were taped and, I mean, foam. You remember they'd like put the giant ones and they'd have to stuff them so they fit you, like on your skin. And so we had the legacy morphers that you guys bought as toys. That's what we used.
Hi, my name's JC. I'm from Houston, Texas. So this is for any ranger who wants to pick up this question. Let me do it. All right. Was there any footage that y'all shot during Once and Always or Beast Morphers or whatever that did not make the cut and you think could be in an extended cut within a few years or whatever if Hasbro decides to release an extended cut of those specials?
Scenes that were cut that you wish to have.
Things that were cut that we would. Well, I feel like there's a lot. In the first movie, there's a ton of things cut. You know, there's like the whole training sequences. I feel like there's stuff that was cut from the second film. Well, the whole Zeo thing, they didn't like. There were moments where, whenever the Zeo crystal connects to water or something, then the power is useless. And so that's why we had to get new powers. All that stuff was cut out, so you don't know really why we had to change them. And there's an entire scene where Adam and Tanya are swimming they're trying to save him and Kimberly. And I remember the scene was cool because Koichi had it all figured out. And we're fighting and like my helmet's cracked. I'm crawling on the beach and we have to get new powers. It was a cool sequence, but a lot of cool action stuff, but they just kind of cut that.
The scene on the boat, they cut that.
That's right. Oh, wait, was the mermaid thing in this? That was this. Yeah. I had a whole mermaid thing. Like I had like a weird. Yeah, I did. I had some weird like mermaid like love thing. Something that was. It was a. I mean, that probably should be cut. It's like Adam's on his own adventure with some mermaid. Yeah, and you guys are like dying in the water.
Great question. Thank you so much. Also, speaking of Zeo, let me give you a shout out real quick. Austin St. John, you were ripped in Zeo, brother. I mean, in Turbo, man, as well as the movie, you're doing your thing. So, everybody, I believe, I see a person back. So we don't have any other situations. Everybody, direct your question to a ranger. All right? All right. What's your name? Where you from?
Pleased to be here. The name's Israel Valdez. I'm from San Diego. And my question is for Johnny. One of my favorite episodes in Power Rangers in Space is when you get to appear again as Adam the Black Ranger. You acted as... Okay, they know it. You acted as sort of a mentor figure to Roger's character, Carlos. And from there, because he was going through conflict because he didn't feel like he was worthy enough to this. Okay, I'm trying. Sorry. So what I really liked about your character in that film, what made him really compelling, is how he sort of passes on his wisdom and his teachings while also going through conflict, wishing that he could have still been part of like the Power Rangers per se. And it really shows when he had to sacrifice practically his life, when he had to use the morpher again, even though it was damaged. So it's like, I always go back to that episode thinking that, like, because Adam is really like, that episode is what made Adam a really favorite of mine, honestly. Like, I put him up there as one of my favorite Rangers, next to Jason and Tommy, and it's like, you know. I thought it was really cool. But I still love you guys. I still love you guys.
Was it? But did you have a question about that, or just?
Right. Point is, my question is, sorry, a little nervous. Okay, to you, honestly, how did it feel like, sort of that, was there like any compelling feeling that sort of like that, like passing on as a mentor figure per se, like for Adam to put himself in this position for someone else?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've always felt like Adam was the support, you know. I call him the background ranger. He's always in the back, you know, but whenever it's time to say, all right, he's there, you know. But seriously, that he was always there. He would support any of the Rangers at any time. But I did like what they added in there. I thought it was a unique thing to add, like a Ranger who used to be one really still wanted to be one. You know, they didn't need to do that. It could have been like, oh, he's like got us karate school or something. But no, he's like carrying it around in his backpack for maybe one time. He's thinking he's going to use it at some point, knowing that it could potentially kill him, but he might have to use it. You know, that's really a lot. You know, there's so much in it. That says a lot about who he is, you know. And I love that about it. And that was Koichi's idea, you know, and I loved it. And when he was talking about it, I was like, dude, that's awesome. I was like, can I die in this episode? And then Koichi was like, no, we're not going to kill Adam. And I was like, that would be so cool, though. But I like that a lot because it does say a lot about the character, you know, is that he still wanted to be a Ranger and he would sacrifice himself at any moment if he needed to for any situation that required it, you know? I thought it was cool.
That's exactly what it made his appearance in Operation Overdrive a lot more compelling, at least in my opinion.
Also, listen, this is a full room. When these people say they cities, man, let's erupt. We celebrate everybody. This is Power Morphicon, all right? All right. What's your name?
Hi, hello. My name is Ryan. I'm from San Francisco. Thank you. This question's for Walter, since I have to pick one. I like that you got to shine in Once and Always. If you could make another Power Rangers movie or show that's at Marvel or Star Wars level, and you were in the writer's room, what would you pitch? What do you want to see in the next movie, if you could make one?
Well, what I want to see for the next movie for Power Rangers?
Yeah.
If I had control.
If you were in the writer's room, what would you pitch?
I would love to see. I'd love to see all of Mighty Morphin be able to work together. And I mean, I think if we put in like the top 3 casts and had to do kind of an Avenger thing against some big enemy, I think something like that would be amazing.
Yeah.
That was great. All right, so there's a fire question. Come up. So to tell everybody in the room, this is lightning round now. We got to get everybody's question in because we do not have all the time, but this is about to be fun. What's your name? Where you from?
I'm Kendra, and I'm from Pensacola, Florida. My question is for Austin. What is one thing that you may or may not have taken from Mighty Morphin or Once and Always?
Mentally, physically?
Whatever, whichever.
You know we want to know what
Did
you
you
stole.
steal something is the question.
What did you steal from the show?
Did you steal something from set?
Hey, look, there are a lot of people that jack some stuff from set. I was not one of them. I did, however, like a year and a half ago, a guy came to one of my tables, I think in Amarillo, and he brought me, the photo's actually on my table if you're curious. I had this orange hoodie that they decided to cut the sleeves off of course, and then roll them up a little bit, like some 1950s white t-shirt action. All I was missing was a pack of smokes. And anyway, so the guy came, he's like, hey, I got this for $100. I heard this was yours. Would you take a look at it? And we know our stuff. And the second he pulled it out, I was like, that was mine. I wore that. And I said, how much you pay? And he said, $100. I said, I'll give you $150 right now. That is the only piece I own from Power Rangers. However, Mark Dodson, who was our props guy, is here. If you guys don't know him. And I asked him, I said, do you have, just like before I came in here, do you have an original communicator or any of my original helmets? Because he goes, no, I don't have any of that anymore. I was like, make me one. Would you make me one? If it's long as it's made by you, that's legit for me. Because that was the guy who made all of our gear. So, yeah, he's a legend, behind-the-scene guy. Stop and talk to Mark. You have questions about morphers, communicators. He has replicas of my original morpher.
Danielle.
Yeah, Danielle, who, she's wardrobe. She's at the table right now with Mark.
Like,
and
really cool
she's got some old school pictures.
Yeah,
like I just told her, I was like, I want to buy some of these pictures from you because I'm going to put them on my table. Yeah. And they're terrible. As in full-on 90s wardrobe you would never admit to anybody you wore. Yeah. For continuity. So it's just really cool. So I'm hoping to have a communicator soon and some more photos of wardrobe that I would be happy to burn so I can put them on my table and you guys can see them.
Incredible question. Thank you.
Guys, I just want to say thank you for the memories. I love you all very much. I'm rocking my MMPR shirt, so once a Ranger, always a Ranger.
That's right. That's right. That's right, girl. That's right. That's my dog.
Yo, follow that. What's your name? Where you from?
My name's Kevin. I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area. So, my question is for Catherine, and my question to you is, do you got season 3 and Turbo? I mean, for you, they felt like just like half seasons where Zeo was a full season. Do you really wish for season 3 that you could have had like a more? As a Pink Ranger rather than just like a full season of Zeo. Or like a half season of Turbo. If you know what I mean.
Do. I think we should have absolutely finished Turbo. It was weird. It was a very choppy season. And then that cast went on to do Space, and Space is an amazing season. They really did an amazing job. But Turbo was just choppy. It was weird. It's a shame that it ended the way it did. But yes, I would have liked to have seen it finish the whole
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Greg. I'm from Sacramento, California. So this is for Karen. So Karen, I have to say you are still as beautiful as ever. Aww. So a lot of people here may not know Karen is an amazing singer. She was a pop star before she joined Power Rangers. She was. And my question is, how did you go from Crush to becoming the Yellow Ranger?
Oh my God. You know what? I always say Crush got me ready for that audition. Like, I started in Crush when I was 12, and we would just rehearse. And so when it came time for me to go into this audition for Power Rangers, it was so funny because they were like, okay, you gotta be a dancer, martial artist, or gymnast. And so I was dancing, and then I walked in the room, and they're like, okay, dance. And there was like no music, no nothing. And I'm like, okay. And so I hit that 8 count, like I would if music was on. But I don't know that I would have done that so seamlessly if I wouldn't have had that work ethic instilled in me. So yeah, Crush kind of ended right when I graduated high school, and then 2 months later I auditioned for Power Rangers. So it was just timing, and it was so weird because right before I got Power Rangers, I'd had a dream, and I'd ran out on a stage, which we'd done so many times, and I'd ran out on the stage, and I saw all the people, and then I looked around, and I was by myself. And I just remember waking up like scared because I'd never been by myself at anything. And literally a couple weeks later, I booked Power Rangers, and I think that was just God telling me, get ready, because you're going to be by yourself. And so it happened. But yeah, thank you.
So how many of y'all want to see a Crush reenactment?
Yeah!
Because I do.
We got to go back to my booth. Christy's one of the the girl who helps me. She's one of the members of Crush, and she and I travel now all the time, and we're still really good friends with Angie. And so yeah, Christy and I have to be together if we do a reenactment. So that's not possible. She's not here. Sorry.
I had that same dream, but I was naked.
Were you naked? By yourself,
Yeah.
that means something totally different,
I
Johnny.
know, right?
Yeah. Was the Well, yeah, it prepared you. God was telling you, you will be naked in spandex.
Okay, y'all done? Okay. I'm so sorry. I just had to make sure.
We're never done.
Hey, yo. What's your name? Where you from, man?
Hi, for those of you who don't know, my name's Malcolm. I live here in Culver City, LA. So my question's for Austin. Tell me, do you think you could be down for another Forever Red union?
Oh, yeah, man. 100%. But you know what? That's going to have to be like a 5-part episode because there's a lot more Red Rangers now. That first one was supposed to be, I think, at least 2 parts. So I would love to see that happen. I think that would be epic, man. For sure. The question is, which villains over 30 years do you think we all have to fight? Like, if you thought about that. I know Goldar's got to be there. The Scorpina, Zed.
Lokar is the only one that y'all never beat.
Goldar.
Okay.
Lokar.
Yeah.
That's Rita's daddy. Yeah.
Goldar, man. Goldar and Jason, that's like the Mike Tyson-Holyfield fight. It just went on all the time. I would love to see that happen. That would be epic.
Thank you, guys. I just want you to know I'm wearing green in honor of JDF.
My name is Ventura. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. And I just have a simple question for Austin. Would you want to have kept the beard when you did the Beast Morphers, or did the producers kind of like take it off?
What exactly was the question?
Oh, would you want to like kept the beard?
I wanted to keep the beard. And they were like, no, Jason has a baby face. I was like, I still have a baby face when I shave, but I kind of like my beard. So I'll tell you this, if I come back again, this is where it's going to be.
Yeah, let's go. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sabrina. I'm from Toronto, Canada. First, I just want to say a quick thank you. Like many here, I used to religiously watch you guys after school, and my brother and I have had the pleasure of meeting all of you at previous cons. You've been so sweet, so kind, and I know it's not easy to always be on, so it really means a lot to, meet your literal childhood heroes and walk with positive interaction. So thank you guys so much. And my question is for Catherine, whether it was a scene, a stunt, a personality trait, what would you say is Catherine's legacy from the show? Like, what would you want your character to be most remembered for?
Oh, that's a good question. I think I always feel like Kat and Trini, actually, their characters were very similar. This very kind, cared about the community, motherly, a little like maternal. When they did the 30th comic, Melissa and I had talked about where we saw Kat, and I see her being like a doctor or something where she's helping people in that realm, like a healer or something. So,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the question.
Hello, I'm Vince from La Habra. My question is for Johnny. They're going to be doing a liquidation sale of all the Power Ranger things for the Heritage Foundation. My question is, if you had the right amount of money, what would you want to get?
They're having the heritage sale. They're auctioning off all the costumes, all the like. For,
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
okay.
you had the right amount of money, what would you want to get?
I don't even know what's on there.
Yeah, everything.
Everything.
All the suits.
Oh, the suits? Oh, from Once and Always.
No, it's from I think from Mighty Morphin and everything.
Everything.
Oh, it's
yeah,
everything?
Everything.
Yeah, I mean,
They're auctioning
yeah.
everything. That says a lot, guys.
What they got? They got like Zeo stuff too, or
I don't know.
It's Mighty Morphin, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I would buy any of it. Actually, I think I would save the money. Yeah, I mean, I got 2 kids. They got school.
Right, you gotta buy cars.
They got
I
things
gotta
to
make
do.
sure I can feed them.
I don't like how you turned your nose up at Mighty Morphin Rangers.
He lives in LA, guys.
Come
That's
on, man.
expensive
What's your
here.
name? Where you from?
My name is Royce. I'm from Pomona.
My question is for Walter. Was there a piece of media, like a TV show or a movie, that really got you interested in acting and dancing?
Was there a movie that inspired us? You know, I watched when I was a kid. I used to watch Fame. Fame, I'm gonna live. So I mean, I thought that was very exciting, just to see people be multi-talented. You know, sing, dance, and act, and be on screen, and you know, the relationships, you know, in New York and the whole thing. So I thought that was motivating for me.
We got one special from the Pink Ranger. What's your name? Where you from?
My name's Lonnie, and I'm from New Jersey.
Jersey! What question do you have?
So I have 2 comments and 1 question. So it's for all of you. My first comment is I'm so happy to actually meet you all. It's my first Power Morphicon, and I'm so excited. My second comment is my dad took me here for my birthday because I love Power Rangers so much.
Aww, so sweet.
And my question is, in Power Rangers, how do you control, like, the Megazord?
She said her question is for everyone, which is this will be the only person who asks something for everybody.
Yes.
You gotta love the babies. How did you guys control the Megazord?
Ooh, can we
How do you
tell her?
control them?
Yes.
Oh, well, they've got, you know, it's like a car. There's a bunch of more buttons, though. But, you know, like, we can control our own unique part, you know, like if we had, like, a giant tank, you know, it's got controls and stuff. But then when we combine into one unit, then we control our unique parts. Like me, I was a lot of times the crotch or the legs. So I control those parts.
His part really helped. His part really helped with changing the oil.
He was the core of.
Lonnie.
That was a
Thank
good
you,
question.
Lonnie. Make some noise for Lonnie, y'all. Man. That little girl is a star. Did y'all see how fluid the questions were? It was perfect. She didn't miss a beat. I have 2 comments and 1 question. What's your name? Question.
Hi, my name is Patrick. I'm from Houston, Texas.
Houston!
Let me say this first and foremost. I've been waiting for this event since 2007, so it's my first Power Morphicon, so I'm very happy to be here. 17 years. I originally was going to ask this question to Walter and John, but I guess for everyone. As far as like, why not? But really my question is, from like the new, having a look at the new seasons, as far as suit design is concerned, any suits that you guys like, oh, I like their suit, you know?
Suits from other seasons.
From like the new seasons.
Did you say suits from other seasons?
From other seasons, yeah.
That we like?
Yeah,
I liked actually the suit from where the White Ranger came from, that whole team. What was that one? Die Rangers?
Die Ranger.
I felt like they should have brought that one in. Like those were so cool.
Yeah.
But they were just like, like that. They would have been so awesome. You guys see those ones? Those were cool. I think they brought them in like the comic or something maybe, but like we should have had those.
The Red Ranger is right over there from that series.
Oh, there you
Stand
are.
up, man.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. No, and the green one, I think they did Kung Fu in that one. So I was like, that was like right up my alley. That would have been perfect, but they didn't do that.
I like the Mystic Force suits.
Actually, wasn't the White Ranger a kid in the original?
Yeah, in the
He was,
yes,
right.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's where they got the idea.
I like the Omega Ranger suits. The Omega? It's in the comic book, but it's pretty dope. The Omega Ranger? Yeah.
Ranger, yes.
Omega?
Yes.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Hi. It's great to see you all back here. Celebrating 30 years.
Hey man, careful with that thing.
I'm Will. I'm also from San Francisco. My question is also for Johnny. I noticed that both. I noticed that both times you returned to the show, you returned as the Black Ranger. Now, even though we love you we liked seeing you as the Black Ranger, my question is, do you ever wish you could have returned as the Green Zeo Ranger?
I do, actually. I wish they would have gave me the ability to change into other ones. Yeah, for sure. I think it would have been cool. I'm not sure why I know why they did it the first time with Carlos, because he was a Black Ranger. And so I had to help him out as a Black Ranger. And because that Ranger is so iconic, because it was in the original Mighty Morphin, they're always bringing that one back. Yeah, so I get it, but it would have been nice. Yeah, for sure.
Secondly, did you know the hideout is in Simi Valley? Yeah. You just
She's showing a picture with Ashley from Thursday at the command center.
By the way, I am Ashley from Laguna Hill.
From Laguna, make noise!
And I just wanted to say, you are like a second family to me, and Jason David Frank was like a father to me. Don't tell George.
Don't tell my dad.
Thank you.
Thank you. We love you.
That's beautiful. I feel like this is a private conversation, so I don't want us to be in their business. All right, what's your name, man? Where you from?
I'm Noam. I'm from Israel. My question is for Walter. From a writing perspective, how do you think the show has evolved? I'd love to hear your thoughts on it from somebody who's been literally from the first to the currently last episode in Once and Always.
Well, I think whatever they've been, I can't say that I've seen all the episodes or the different seasons, but the fact that the show has gone on for 30 years is a testament to its longevity and what they've done creatively with the writing. So I got to say, whatever they've been doing it well. Yeah.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
You're a paramedic in Israel, right? You got to be busy right about now, huh? Hey, man, much love. It's not for everybody. God bless.
So with this, what I want to do right now is I want to get you guys a part of this history. This room is crazy packed. We have the Rangers up here. First and foremost, a round of applause for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Yes, yes, yes. Also, even more importantly, I want a round of applause for everybody who asked a question today, guys. Thank you so much. So, in closing, what would each of you guys like to say as we end this panel? I will start with you, Mr. Emmanuel Jones.
I just want to say thank you guys for supporting us for all these many years. Thank you for allowing us to inspire your lives and for you to continue to inspire other people through our example. Thank you for everything.
what he said, and you know, exactly. And it's such a blessing. You guys are literally, like, most of us, we talk about the stories of like when we left the show, and you know, we all kind of left under weird circumstances, but you guys literally have been the reason we've fallen back in love with what we did 30 years ago. So it's like those negative things are completely washed out with all of your love, and so we are completely grateful to all of you. We love seeing the show through your eyes every weekend, so thank you so much.
Yes, again, piggybacking on what both of them said, but also, you know, it's hard to believe 30 years have gone by and we're still talking about this franchise and what it means to all of you. And just one thing I do want to say, because I feel like this happens a lot at conventions, don't be afraid to come up to say hello. A lot of people stand back and they're nervous or they don't have money or whatever. Please don't do that. We want to talk to you. We want to hear your stories. This is your opportunity. You know, we don't all get to be together. So you have all these ranges and you can ask any question you want. And we're so honored to meet you, and thank you for coming from far and wide to see us this weekend.
Yeah, man, I had so much fun working on the show. I'm glad that I got to be a part of it. I'm really glad that you guys enjoyed it. I'm so happy to meet you guys. It's amazing to me. I mean, we were all saying sort of the same thing, but thank you so much for being a part of this for us. And I feel like I wouldn't even be here if you guys weren't here. So thank you. Thank you for being here.
Over 30 years, you guys have shared so many stories with us, and many of you guys come up and you have stories about hard times that you fell on, and then you thank one of the castmates or myself for helping you get through that. And I think what I want to point out to you guys is there's one thing in this room that every single one of us in this room is perfect at, and that's a tall statement, right? What could we possibly be perfect at? You're perfect because you've made it through every hard time you've ever had. And that's something that I want you guys never to lose track of. So wherever you find your inspiration, in your families, in your mother, in the show, in castmates, remember, you've made it through every single hard time. You have a perfect record, and you will continue to uphold that record as long as you choose to. So just know that you guys inspire me, and after hearing your stories, I'm just in awe of you guys. So thank you for sharing with us.
It's beautiful. So, three last things. Number one, I keep that thing on me. I don't know if y'all know that. Keep that thing just in case something pop off. Number two, as everyone on this panel has said, come up and speak to them. Come to their tables. Tell them your story. You are looking at somebody that is one of the biggest Power Ranger fans of all time, and to even be up here with these amazing, incredible people and have friendships and relationships is amazing. They are extremely kind. Make sure that you come up and tell them how they've affected you. Third thing, I want everybody in this video, Power Rangers, get behind me, please. Let's do this. We're about to go out with a bang. You want to go in this? It's going to be crazy. I want everybody to go crazy when I turn this button on. Y'all in? Everybody in? Let's do this way. Yeah, that's better. All right. So, on three, everybody say Power Rangers. 1, 2, 3, Power Rangers! Give it up for Rangers, guys. Thank you so much for coming in here. Thank you, guys.